Yeah.
Does Vatapi also have a good meaning? Because in Vatapi Ganapathim, like,
I had the same thought.
Yeah.
like we don't want to say Death Ganapathim, right? That's not
Death Ganapati.
So
So cute.
based on the story, the meaning of Vatapi there is Mrityu. In Ramayana, they use the word Mrityu also to indicate Vatapi is that. But how is our prana maintained? Let's look at it that way. So our prana sanchara is there. It's not same for individual to individual, right? Some people have different metabolism. Some people have too fast metabolism. And some people are born with certain fears. Some people don't have fears at all. You have to create fear in them. You have to teach them fear. Some kids are not afraid at all. And some people have natural steadiness. And some people don't have kind of a natural instability. So they're all like that. So all these are based on our, what we call, inner nature. Our memories. We are born with some memories. Some memories come from our parents, our ancestors. Because that's the reason why I have my great-grandfather's nose on my face. Because some biological memory comes down through genes, etc. And there is a lot of other memory comes through what we call epigenetics. Epigenetics means our genes, like our genome, if you look at our DNA, it has so many billions of instructions, not just one. There are hundreds of thousands of genes, but not all of them are active. Only a few thousand may be passed down but some of them are muted, they're silent. But they get activated based on the circumstances you face, the experiences you have. For example, some person, they're naturally very thin and lean. That's their genetics. Father was lean and thin, grandfather was lean and thin, great-grandfather, everybody is lean and thin. But this person was born in a big sugar factory. So he started consuming lots of sugar. What happens? Genes that actually take the sugar, convert it into fat, and store it in the liver as glycogen, that gene will be activated in no time. It takes some time, but it will be activated. So based on our environmental exposure, based on our thinking, how we process our stress, certain genes get activated, certain genes get deactivated. It's called upregulation or downregulation, right? So there is a lot of memory. The reason why I'm telling all this is there is a lot of memory. Where does all the memory reside symbolically? Anybody know? Mooladhara.
Mooladhara Kshetra Sthitam.
So Vatapi Ganapati is the one controlling the vital energy flow. P, that Vata means wind. P, I translated P to drink, right? Pibati. That's one way of translating. You can translate that as Pa, means to manage. Palana, Pati, protect, manage. So it is the Ganesha in our Mooladhara chakra that is maintaining and managing the wind flow according to our samskaras. So that's why we don't want bad samskaras to activate. We want good samskaras to activate. And bad samskaras also, we need to bring them up at some point of time and destroy them, right? So we want Ganesha to bring them at an opportune moment so that we can tackle with them. That's why we also call him Ganesha or Vignesha. Why do we call him Vignesha? Because he sends obstructions, obstacles. Vigna means obstacles, right? So he sends obstacles, but who destroys them? Him again. So why are we praying to him? Say we are asking him, send obstructions in a regular way and give me the strength to tackle those. So we have so many obstructions. For example, you have an exam tomorrow and suddenly your mood changes. You want to go onto social media or watch some nice dance or music or something or play with friends. That samskara got activated. So how do you do? How do you deal with it? If that samskara activated, if that memory activated, when you don't have any exams, no problem. You will enjoy and have fun and all that, and the samskara gets strengthened. But if the samskara gets activated before your exam, what will you do? You have no other choice to push it down. So you have learned a skill. What is that skill? To push down an arch. So like that, Ganesha will send.
Delayed gratification.
Yeah. So you are learning a skill of delaying of gratification, and you have to get an opportunity to do that. And when is the best opportunity? When it arises before exams, right? So that's why we pray to Ganesha. When we are doing a really good job, don't bring in very troublesome difficulties, obstacles to us. But when we are capable of dealing with them, please send those obstacles so that we can handle them. Or sometimes send them at a right moment so that we can learn a skill. So basically we are praying all these things to Ganesha. Basically he is the manager of all our samskaras, all our vital energy flow. That's why Vatapi. Yeah.
Okay. Earlier you mentioned that the ego, Ilvala, was burnt simply by Agastya's gaze.
Ilvala is not ego, that's not what I said. But Ilvala is the nature of the world that will shackle us, enslave us, and enslaving worldly nature.
Where does the ability of a rishi or the nature of just simply a gaze causing another person to bhasma vaipadam, where does this ability stem from?
Stillness. Agastya.
To all rishis?
For everyone. The stillness is so powerful. We think that if a person is sitting still, this is useless, it doesn't have any capability, not doing anything. But sitting lazily is completely different thing. But you are able to sit still, remain still, even during hardships, even difficult times, even when there are so many tormenting attractions and all these things around. That is a great power. And that great power gives you that real stability. What is the biggest weapon that you have? I told you once. What is the greatest weapon that we have? Anybody remember? Sukham. Happiness. Joy. If you can maintain it for long, that is the powerful weapon that you have against anything and everything. In Bhagavad Gita, Vibhuti Yoga, they say Ramaha Shastrabhutam Varaha. Rama is the greatest wielders of all weapons. Why Rama means? We know what Rama is. Ramati iti Ramaha. The bliss that everybody revel in. If you can maintain happiness, you have the capability, your capability will grow and your ability to control things will grow. When do people feel sadness, dukkham, right? When they feel that they're not in control. They can't change anything, they can't control anything. Out of that despondency comes dukkham. Yeah?
If Rama is happiness, then why is it like throughout half the Mahabharata, Ramayana, he's always sad.
He's always
He
crying.
loses Sita and then he has to put Sita in the forest. He's like always sad.
Yeah, but he's always Ram. Right? That is the...
He's not always sad. He's subjected to extreme difficulties that normal people don't face, in their day-to-day life. He's subjected to extreme difficulties, but the example of Rama, the reason why it is given as a story to us is to show us that in that extreme difficulty, he still emerged out as a dharma palaka, as a follower of dharma. That's the essence of what we should take, even after getting subjected to. Because people will say, as Appaji Guru Garu said, oh, Rama is happiness. Okay, I can always be Sukham. What's the big deal about it, right? The big deal is in the most difficult times where a human being can be subjected, he felt the sadness because he's a human being, right? He felt the sadness, but then he slowly retracts from that sadness and again comes back to the normal state, his normal state of the Sukham.
That is one great way of looking at it. He has taken the birth of human being So he's going through all human emotions, yet pristinely maintaining his true nature, never losing the true nature because of sadness or because of bad things happen or because of terrible things happened or anything. That is one way to look at it. But let's say there is a great lake like Manas Sarovar. Anybody knows Manas Sarovar? Great lake on the mountains. And typically the skies are blue, clear skies. And it is a very still lake. So when the sky is very clear, what will reflect from this?
The
blue sky.
nitrogen compounds.
No, I'm telling you, if the sky is clear and blue, what will reflect from the lake? Listen to my question.
The blue
Sky.
sky.
Blue sky. If the sky is cloudy, what will reflect? Cloudy sky. If it is windy, how does the water look like? Turbulent. But is there really any change in the water? So it is only reflecting. So in Ramayana, if you actually deeply look at Ramayana, Sita gives a upadesham to Hanuman towards the end in Adhyatma Ramayana it comes. So she says that birth of Rama, Rama going after Vishwamitra, Rama marrying me, Rama going to forest, Rama, all this drama is created by me. Sita created all this drama. It appears that Rama is going through all these things, but in reality, Rama never moves. Rama is a sthanu because he has filled the entire universe. There is no room to move or anything. There is nothing like that. There is no movement in him. And it is all my creation. So the same thing happened with us also. The body will undergo changes. Mind will undergo changes. But deep within ourselves, we are only allowing that change to be there. That is the stillness we are talking about. What is still? Like if somebody sit like this, no movement at all, are they still? Their mind is thinking about all the things. Some people, when they are really sad, they are trying to control their sadness. They don't move. All the eyes like that. That means they are still, there's turmoil inside. So like that, the change will be there in the body, change will be there in the mind. But in reality, the changelessness is much deeper. And that changelessness is Agastya. And that's why Rama appears to take some kind of a teaching from Agastya. So in reality, Rama is playing two roles. In this drama of Ramayana, he's playing two roles. One role is a role of me, you, role of everybody. And then the other hidden role is that unchanging reality everywhere. And that's the true nature of Rama.
Very interesting point ఒకటి వచ్చిందండి. Correct me if I'm wrong. See, Rama is the Rahu Ketu Netaram. Like Ravi says, Kuja Buddha, Guru Shukra Saneschara Rahu Ketu Netaram. We are all victims of the Graha movement and astrological movement based on our past karma. But then like you said, Rama is the ocean, a still sea or still water body or still ocean, where whatever Rahu Maya creates, that reflects within the stillness and then it gets absorbed and then again he becomes still. Again, whatever Ketu does reflects and again becomes
Again, that's one
still.
way of looking at it. The way I am telling, use this analogy that I'm going to give. There is space everywhere, right? People have created living spaces by putting left wall, right wall, upper wall, lower wall, back wall, front wall. Created living spaces. Does that change the space in any way? No. Somebody created an explosion. A lot of war is going on, battle is going on. Created explosion, everything ripped apart, everything broken into pieces. Did anything change in the space at all?
Nothing.
But space is allowing everything to happen. And Rama is the one that is allowing everything to happen. But space like awareness which never changes. So for example, you wanted to look at a beautiful thing. You opened the eyes, you looked at the beautiful thing and you enjoyed, right? Is the beautiful thing outside space? No. Is this physical body, is it outside the space? No. Eyes? How about eyes? No. This enjoyment, this sense of enjoyment, is it somewhere outside the space? Everything is in it. So that means space is enabling a beautiful scene. Space is enabling a seer, somebody who sees it. It is enabling an eye. It is enabling an experience. It is enabling everything. So it is there, all pervasive, everywhere. But it appears that space has now become red. Space has now become like a rectangular living space. Space has become a bedroom. Space has become a bathroom.
Rama
That's how it
has
looks
become
like.
sad.
Rama
Rama
has become
happy.
a bathroom. Rama has become a puja mandir. That's how we are thinking. But Rama, sadness is never there, is allowing it. Right? Do you get the analogy? This is an analogy to keep in mind. The truth is all pervading, and that is Rama. And who is playing this entire drama then? Drama on Rama.
Us.
Is the Prakriti, Sita.
We.
Sita is creating. It's a beautiful dance. Beautiful dance is being played. Enjoy it.
Or a beautiful movie.
Yeah, beautiful movie is
And
playing.
through all like the sad scenes and the happy scenes, Rama's reacting.
Yeah. But who is the one that is getting mixed up and crying all the time? Or getting up and down all the time? It is us.
We are depicting something, we are assuming something in
Yeah.
the stories and so on.
There is this endless space pervading everything, and a beautiful drama movie is being played by Sita, like a wonderful dance. Like sometimes you perform all Navarasas, right? In dance. The actor is showing up Bhibhatsarasa. But are they really subjected to Bhibhatsa? The actor is not going through Bhibhatsa or Bhaya, Bhayanaka or anything.
Just showing.
Yeah, it is only to show. But who is really getting frightened and who is really getting excited?
The audience.
The audience.
Yes.
So we as audience unnecessarily bringing the drama onto us. And that's to teach that this entire Ramayana story is told.
Just want some more clarity there. See, Rama is the space, all the disturbances happening, he is allowing those disturbances to happen, right? Might be a little deeper for kids, I don't know. But then, let's say I am not Rama, I am a turbulent person inside, I have not conquered my inner enemies. I am also allowing all of that, right?
Yeah,
So,
but you are
in
going.
what way am I suffering? So, basically,
If you experience Sukham and Dukkham, that means you are suffering. You are attached with it.
right. So basically, the final clarification needed is if I become like Rama, then I am allowing all of these, but then I am not really suffering.
People who are seeing you from outside will see that you are crying, you are laughing, you are sleeping, you are walking, you are getting old, or they will see all the things outside, but inside you are still.
Yeah. So
You are
it's-
Agastya, total
So
stillness.
everything boils down to the
How
suffering.
you take it. Yeah,
Suffering part,
exactly.
right? Okay, got it.
So, in a way, it seems like the whole society around us creates this notion that we are the ultimate, right? Like we are the only one who will save the universe. I mean, that's how the whole, right? I mean, even if I see Marvel pictures, they go and save several of the planets which are outside of the universe, right? So, in a way, I think it's the society that is putting that notion on us that we are the ultimate, we are so important that we can destroy, we can create. So in a way we are putting ourselves equal to the universe, whether you call it as God, whether you call it as universe, and then suddenly some tsunami type thing happens where we realize that we are so small that we are nothing. So again, we go up, we don't go, we push ourselves up, right? So there is no the outside thing, there is no tool or there is no elevator coming and pushing us. We only create the situations and bring ourselves up, and then the universe allows us to keep going up because it wants us to realize our own potential. But then there is a limit. Now if you see all the wars, that is the way the universe is acting in its own way and then destroying ourselves. So this whole creation and destroying is always happening, and it seems like we are the instruments and we choose to become the instruments in a way. Whether you take it a small thing, right? Whether it is about plucking up a plant or plucking up or destroying a mountain or destroying a city, to me it seems the same thing. It's the same desire, it's just manifesting in a different form always. So
Yeah, makes sense.
That's a good point. And allowing ourselves to be the instrument in the hands of a great purpose is the key for liberation. Like we kind of try to come and take unnecessary ownership. I said, this is my instrument, I own it. So, but this is an instrument given to us to do the best job that we
Correct.
can.
And
If you
yeah,
want to
you're
become a
right.
scientist or a doctor or whatever it is, use your intellect, your body to serve the world better.
And one thing you can see in your day-to-day life is, make America great again. Everybody, that's a tool, right? So that's a tool. It's given to you, make America great again. Now, how you use it as an instrument to destroy anything around us, but at the same time, how you are bringing everything together,
You
right?
can also make America
So-
really great.
Yeah, so I mean,
Society.
I see this with any country. You take this. I mean, so I think the way I relate to Ramayana's story, right? So these are stories, and if you literally take whether those things have happened or not, you will always, your logic says nothing has happened. Nobody can go inside and come outside like this, right? But if you put it what Appaji was saying, in today's leaders, any situation, I think all that is happening, the whole Ramayana is actually happening as on today around us. It's just that whether we are looking at it in that perspective. So he mentioned everybody has their own perspective, right? He said several times like the same thing. So it's
Yeah. Our conception changes the way we see the world, what we are in the world, and what our purpose is. If we conceive that this world is a great place to do great work, and this body, this life is a great opportunity to do great work in this world, to serve the humanity, to serve the world, or whatever it is. And if that is the way that we are looking at, people will make their body into great instrument. They will transform themselves into highly skilled, highly talented, excellent people and serve the whole world and for a better future, whatever. We're not worried about it. My purpose is to serve. Krishna.
So this is a little bit different. So sometimes I used to remember back in the days when we were children, we always have toys and we play like with them, right? We create our own story in our mind. So sometimes it just occurs to me, what if we are toys?
Oh yeah. You can think instruments, that's what we are calling.
Yeah, instruments or like toys basically. Like in the puppet masters, puppet shows, they move the characters with their fingers. So sometimes it kind of occurs to us like that, and at the same time it also feels extremely weird because some certain people, we can call them schizophrenics. Does anybody schizophrenia, right?
Yeah.
It's a disease associated with excessive imagination. I mean, I don't know how it arises, but it seems that to a certain degree, everybody is a schizophrenic. Because when we close our eyes, then the only way that we can actually, in the present moment, we don't know anything that is existing around us.
So now we don't have to use strong words schizophrenic, but we can say everybody is creating an illusion for themselves. Because everybody is subtly using the words. Some people said, make America great again. Those are the words that they chose. And with those words, they have weaved an illusion in front of their eyes. Like that, we weave constantly so many illusions. So we are getting deluded, that's for sure, but we don't have to really go say schizophrenic. But your point of view is partially right. But I won't hold to that. Don't take that seriously. If you say we are puppets in the hands of gods or something like that, then we are kind of passive. We don't have any self-control. We don't have any freedom, right? I would give you another different analogy to identify who we are. We have limited skills. Like let us say goat. A goat cannot speak. It doesn't have hands. It has only 4 legs. It cannot really scratch its back. So it has some limitations. On top of it, another limitation was put. It was tied to a 10 feet rope. So within that perimeter of that 10 feet radius circle, it has control. It can go and do anything. But outside the circle, it cannot do anything. It has limited ability and it has limited field in which it can graze or do anything. In the same way, we have some limitations because of our instruments. Our eyes cannot see everything. Our ears cannot hear anything. Our mind cannot solve anything, everything, all the problems. We have limitations, but we have some abilities. So within that limited circle, we have a free will, a choice to make. So choose it wisely and act wisely, and recognize that these instruments are given for a purpose and use them for the purpose. You get that?
Yeah.
But don't think that we are puppets or we are schizophrenics. We are delusional, that's for sure. We are creating some delusions. Like for example, tamoguna, when it is dominating, it creates such a terrible delusion. Like if I think completely in survival mode, for example, if I think this world is a big place, there are so many dangers around, everybody is trying to cheat me and take advantage of me, then how will my outlook be? How will I behave? I'm always afraid, I'm always trying to reactionary, right? You don't have to be like that. Yeah.
So you're saying that we all serve like the world? We
Purpose.
serve the world. Our
We all
purpose
serve
is
a
to serve.
purpose.
So we all serve a purpose, right? So then why do we have jobs and why do we get paid money if our purpose is to serve a purpose? Then why do we get paid? That's our purpose, right?
Yeah, but to maintain the body and to maintain everything, you need something. So for every task, there is a purpose and there is a benefit, right? One is called prayojanam. Prayojanam is purpose. I'll give you an example.
Kani, I think what she's asking is
If there is a purpose, why am I
job
getting
is
paid?
Kani, job is not the purpose, kada?
Yeah.
That's-
job is
that's
not
where I'm
Why do we
purpose
do
of
the
life.
job? Like
Yeah,
what?
job is not purpose. Job is something we created. The society has created. It's a stressful thing. The society created thing like Miru. Sorry, Telugu son. The way you go to school every day, the way you subject yourself to studying and doing all unwanted things sometimes. Like sometimes you are forced by the society to wear certain clothes, to go to certain places, to do certain things and get paid, and not even get paid for just filling your stomach, but also to feel better about yourselves in terms of ego, buy cars, buy houses, buy do this, do that, all of this. These are all society created things. Job is not equivalent to purpose of life. That's one clarification.
Then
No,
why
no,
do we do
let me
jobs?
give an example.
Isn't jobs a kind of like it could be deviating us from fulfilling our purpose? So
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It does.
That you nailed on the problem. But let me give you an example to give the difference between purpose and benefit. Say there is a civil engineer, works for city of Berkeley, let us say. They are building a bridge because they need to connect people from this part of the bay to that part of the bay. Right? You know, we're all segmented because of the water body there.
yeah.
So, and for designing the bridge, they'll get a salary, they'll get a car, they'll get a cell phone or something, or some kind of payment, all that. Of course, they will get it. So, what is the purpose of this job? To build a bridge, to connect people from here to there. That is the purpose. But what is the benefit the individual is getting? Salary, money, etc. If a person only works for money, they have given up the purpose. If a person only works for the purpose and say, I don't want any salary, then they will suffer. They cannot make ends meet. They cannot pay their bills, right? So you have to strike a balance. But when you work for purpose, not greedy about your benefits, then you are really fulfilling your destiny. Then you're really fulfilling, taking full advantage. Like for example, Einstein was a great scientist, right? Was he working for a salary in Princeton?
No.
He is not working for a salary. He
But
is
he
a
gets
scientist.
the salary.
But he took a salary. He paid the bills. He enjoyed the life. He smoked nicely. He had nice food. He has nice chats. Drove a car. He was taking a salary. But his purpose was not salary. His purpose was advancement of physics, science. So, for example, a doctor goes into a surgery room. Was the doctor working to save the patient? Is that the purpose? Or to take a salary?
Save the patient.
Save the patient. So when you work for the purpose, and keep aside your personal benefits. I'm not telling that don't take it. The personal benefits come, take it. Of course, they are given to you. If you say, no, I don't want salary, then you have to take another birth to take all that salary.
అంతే కదా, you have to live కదా, you have to eat to live.
You have to
So
live, you have to
make
do all that. So don't need to deny the personal benefits, but your goal is purpose. If you are becoming a doctor, save the patients, treat the sick people. That is the purpose, not the salary. Salary you will of course take. You see the difference? So salary is being given as a phalam. This is what is called a phalam. Remember the word phalam or phalam. Phalam is personal benefit. But prayojanam, what is the prayojanam? It's the purpose. So you should work for the purpose, not for a personal benefit. If you work for a personal benefit, we will suffer. Because it will create a turmoil immediately, in no time. Because let's say somebody is working in a company for salary. For whatever reason, the company has to cut down the payments. Then this person will cry and want to jump and go to another job. Then there are new challenges there. Then somebody else will come and offer $10,000 or $20,000 more. Then they have to change again and move from this part of the Bay Area to that part of the Bay Area. So much struggle will come if you are working for personal benefits.
The headless chicken phenomena. The headless chicken.
Headless chicken. We will become headless chicken. Yeah. Alright? Okay. So all the questions are coming from here. Everybody else is silent. Okay. We'll stop here. Om Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanastu. Asmabhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. You stop?